Adrienne, and welcome to Kiwi's Crochet Corner. If you are new to my channel, I usually do yarn and crochet content. Occasionally I'll talk a little bit about knit. Still haven't finished or still haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I'm working on it. And if you're not new to my channel and you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming in. Thanks for, keeping up with my channel. I really do appreciate it. Alright, so today I am planning on showing you guys how to work with this Red Heart Boutique Sachet. Now this is a discontinued yarn, at least I believe it's a discontinued yarn. You can see originally it was marked down to $3.50, and then when I got it, it was at the thrift store and they had it marked at $1, and then I ultimately paid 50 cents for it. So and when I got this stuff, I got so much of this Red Heart Boutique Sachet, and for the most part, all I've really been able to find to do with it is to make some scarves. And so I thought I would do a little tutorial on how to work the Red Heart Sachet into a scarf. If you've never seen this yarn, it is a novelty yarn. That is what it looks like when you pull it out of the ball and pull it apart. It's actually netting, and there's like a little bit of metallic, which is actually the bottom. It actually goes like this. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys how to work Red Heart Boutique Sachet into a scarf. I have so much of this stuff, and so I figured I might as well do a tutorial and maybe get a couple scarves into the shop. Okay, so for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a 3.5mm hook because the holes in this yarn are a little bit smaller than the yarn that I showed you in the intro. Again, a lot of this came from the thrift store, so a lot of it didn't have labels. So it's just it's the same concept as the Red Heart Boutique Sachet. I'm just not sure if this is Red Heart or not. Like I said, this is one that didn't have a label. So to start off, we are going to fold. I'm going to take this end piece here and we're going to fold it under. Stick it in there. Stick your hook in that loop. And then we're going to go into this next loop that's in the yarn and draw through to make your first chain one. And we're going to be working across the top. So that was our first chain one. So chain 2, go into your next hole. You're going to do a third chain, next loop, that's your fourth, that's 5, and 6. So hopefully you guys can see this. That is where your stitches are. And we're going to turn our work, trying to keep this knitting spread out, but we're going to turn our work, and we're going to put 5 single crochets across this row. And hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to go into that first stitch just like that, and pick up a loop, pull it through, go into the next loop right there, and draw through. And that's how you're going to single crochet. You're going to put 5 of those all the way across. Go into the next hole, draw it through the first one, go into the next hole, draw through 2, and there's your second single crochet. And then we're going to go into this one, grab our, go into the next loop of our working yarn, pull it through, into the next loop, pull it through. That would be 3. Four. This last one is going to be probably a little bit difficult to see because it is the, it's got these ends and whatnot. But you're going to go into that last one. Okay. So the most difficult part of making these scarves for me is keeping track of where my stitches are, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a 5th one right there. So you're going to go into the next loop and chain 1, and then we're going to turn our work. And for row 2, it's going to be the same way. We're just going to go into this first stitch and single crochet. Try to catch both of those bars. So that's 1. 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can get into this 5th one. And 5. And you can tell right now it kind of looks like a little bit of a mess, but it is starting to ruffle out a little bit. And that's only after 2 rows. So we're going to chain 1. And here's the lighter colors are a little bit easier to see. We're going to turn our work, go underneath both bars of the first single crochet from the last single crochet from the last row. Whoop. So that's 1 single crochet, 2, 3, oh, wait, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can see your stitches here. They can be a little bit hard to see until you get the hang of it. And you're going to continue in that manner until you get the length of the scarf that you want. Now, if you decide to take a break or stop working on your project, you're going to want to take a stitch marker and slip it into this loop, but also slip it into this loop here. When you're working on these scarves, if you do happen to take a break from them, they can come unraveled really easy. So you just want to clip your stitch marker over both loops just to be sure that the stitch marker can't slip out, you know, or whatnot. And I have one here that I have already worked up. In a different color, and you can see this is what they look like. This one's holes are a little bit larger than the other one, but it makes a nice floofy little ruffle scarf. And then when you get to the end of your scarf, you can see I stopped right here. So what I do when I get to the end of my scarf is usually, this is my last loop, so what I will do is I will take the whole piece of ribbon yarn, the whole thing, and kind of pull it through this loop, which I'm not sure it's going to work with this one. There it goes. We're just going to pull it all the way through. Like that. And then I know that this is not how most people end these scarves, but then I will tie a knot at the base of where my stitches end, just like that. Make sure it's good and tight. And then I usually leave about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch worth of tail, and I'll just clip it. Now, after that, you fluff it, and you can't even tell that there's a knot at the end. Unless you're really digging for it, you're not going to be able to see that little knot. And that is how I finish off my ruffle scarves when I make these. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I know it was a quick short one, but these are actually really easy to make. I know that the yarn can be a little intimidating, but I do hope this tutorial helped you guys figure out how to work with this kind of netted ribbon yarn. And I will see you guys in my next video.